August the 13th, 2021. As you're looking at current images over the Caribbean, and this is from before sunrise, as you can tell, until the current time of 10:16 a.m. Central this morning. Fred, right here, tropical depression, 35-mile-an-hour sustained winds. It's predicted to make that curve up into Florida and become a tropical storm. As a matter of fact, the Keys and South Florida are all in a tropical storm warning. We're going to take a look at those maps. But what you're seeing here is the center of rotation has outpaced the storm itself, because in the storm clouds, you're getting some upper level wind shear that's pushing back to the right in this image or to the east. But notice right here, it's come ashore pretty much as far as center of circulation right here in this northern section of Cuba. That's going to keep it weak. It will start to re-strengthen once it gets off this island and hits this warmer water between Cuba and Florida. The Gulf Stream comes through there in the Florida Straits. So right now you've got a dry storm. It's this being ashore is keeping it weak. The longer it stays on this westerly direction that we're seeing now, almost a southwest direction, that's going to keep it ashore. That's going to keep it weaker. The longer it does take that track, though, as far as due west, just remember that that could push it a little further to the west as it enters into the Gulf of Mexico itself. Now, coming into the picture in the bottom right corner, that is our other storm that we're watching, and I think it's about an 80% chance now of development. We're going to take a look at all of that. Again, right here is your center of circulation on Fred. Check that out right there. Now, something that's just happened between the time I started looking at different information and getting ready to put up this video is this was, I think, an 80% chance, this rear storm, but now it's potential tropical cyclone number 7. Maximum winds are at 35 miles an hour. 5 more miles an hour, we have a tropical storm. This one is holding together pretty well. Now, it's saying that it's, again, 35 miles an hour sustained winds, 1,010 millibars on the minimum central pressure. It is moving west at 18 knots or 21 miles an hour. It's picked up 1 mile an hour speed, so it's following Fred very closely. In the past, at this point, look very similar. Now, Fred, 35 mile an hour winds also. It is at 13 millibars. It is moving west-northwest at 10 knots or 12 miles an hour. Now, that northwest movement, guys, that may have been just a little earlier because it looks like it's more of a due west right now in current satellite images. But this is an 8 a.m. update Eastern time, so it won't be long, a matter of minutes, before we get another update from the National Hurricane Center down in Miami. Now, as of 11 a.m., that would have been about 21 minutes ago, guys, the Eastern time, the center was right here where the X is of Fred, the center of circulation. You can tell that it is ashore. That's where we saw it spinning in. It will remain a tropical depression until sometimes between now and 8 a.m. in the morning, it will be a tropical storm. That's why you're seeing the blue lines across the Keys, Dry Tortugas, and South Florida. That's tropical storm warnings. The yellow lines are tropical storm watches. You know it's coming, so anywhere along this area, just be prepared for that. It's going to remain a tropical storm until it comes ashore around 8 a.m. Monday. So that's the center of circulation. So all my friends along the Florida Panhandle, Apalachicola area through there, know that Sunday night is when you're going to start feeling tropical storm force winds. 8 a.m. Monday, it's already ashore, and you've already gotten into the higher levels of whatever storm surge there is. But to me, the danger in this storm is going to be along the right side of it, like I've been saying, right through here. Tornadoes, it's very hot. And some of these will be coming in at night, guys. And you don't want to let your guard down at all on the storm, even though it's not going to be a major hurricane or possibly even a Cat 1. we are going to watch it in the warmer waters, and it will be in the open warm waters. But a tornado, if it hits you or your neighborhood, can be way more devastating than a hurricane, unless you have a Michael or a Cat 5 or something like that. It's about the same, but with a hurricane, you know it's coming, you know the arrival times. With a tornado, they pop up. And in a hurricane, you don't usually have the long tracking ones. They're quick to pop up and die off after, they're not like the ones coming across the south in the spring tornado outbreaks, things like that, or up through Kansas or Oklahoma. But they will continue to pop up in the same area, different tornadoes, because you're going to be in that northeast quadrant. A storm like this, it's much safer going up the east coast of Florida, guys, because that quadrant is out to sea, the most dangerous section. But in this case, and this thing's going to move through the panhandle up into Alabama, Tennessee. The tornadoes are going to be on the right side of it all the way. Again, the track could vary somewhat, but that's going to be our danger and flooding. Now, again, here's the location of Fred right here in the white dot. They're saying this is where you're going to feel tropical storm force winds. They're going to be out in front of the center of rotation. So you guys in the Keys, tonight, after midnight, see this 2 a.m. Saturday, you're already feeling those winds. Saturday 8 a.m., it's moving up the coast of Florida. By Saturday at 8 p.m., at Tampa, St. Pete area, you're going to be in tropical force winds. Sunday at 8 a.m., guys along, again, Apalachicola, back east, and then by Sunday at 8 p.m., these tropical force winds will be ashore from here in Mississippi all the way through Georgia, and you can see what this is. This is probably more important in a tropical storm or any kind of hurricane. That it's important that you pay attention to this one, because you'll get caught off guard if you watch just where the center is. For instance, this white dot, and even though it's a dry storm, by this afternoon, those winds will be approaching Florida very quickly, and the storm is predicted to be back over open water. Now, since this storm, what they're calling number 7, potential tropical number 7 or cyclone 7, again, is located here, and it's showing a very similar path, but the models are showing it going up the east coast of Florida, possibly, or impacting southern Florida, but on the east side. And when they do this, you guys in Georgia and the Carolinas have to pay close attention to them. It's predicted to remain a tropical storm throughout this area. Now, when you get into this dotted cone, that's out to 4 and 5 days projection, and that could change somewhat. It wouldn't take it much to go further north and completely miss everything except maybe the Bahamas, and it wouldn't take it much to come a little further west and follow in behind Fred. This is your timing on it. Tropical storms forming by 8 a.m. in the morning. It'll be a tropical storm probably tonight. It's impressive on the satellite images. And then being at 8 a.m. Wednesday morning, tropical storm just south of the Bahamas. So you're going to have 3 or 4 days in between these, just depending on this forward speed. Right now it's at 21 miles per hour. But again, tropical storm following you guys in the Dominican Republic. It looks like you're going to get an impact Puerto Rico, the northern Leeward and Windward Islands. You're going to get a tropical storm. And so go ahead and prepare for that. As a matter of fact, you can see tropical storm warnings are out now for the northern section of the Windward Islands. And let's take a look at that wide Atlantic satellite view again. This is current as of 10:29 a.m. Central on my clock now as I'm speaking. Here is number 7 right there. It's predicted to strengthen. There's not a lot to inhibit it, again, until it starts to impact Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, and Haiti. The smaller islands usually don't do these storms much damage, but it is tracking just a little north. Once it goes through the Dominican Republic, it's going to take advantage of a break in the high pressure. and take that northern turn just a little early if the models hold up. But again, it's the storm is well wrapped. Now let's look at Fox 13. This is down in Florida, the Sky Tower network. But we got the low pressure system setting here. Not a low, it's a tropical depression, which is a low pressure system setting here now ashore on Cuba. And then by Saturday, 8 a.m., we're going to have 40-mile-per-hour winds. They're going to increase through Saturday, Sunday, up into Monday. Now, Monday it will be ashore here, and it's going to be decreasing back down to a weak tropical storm by that point at 40 miles an hour. You can see it's 50-mile-an-hour storm here by 8 p.m. on Sunday. And then at that point, guys, that will be the storm's strongest point. Regardless of how many miles per hour it gets to, that will be about the strongest point because it's been over the open water the longest, very warm water. So at that point, you're already going to be feeling this in the Apalachicola area, all through there. You're going to be feeling tropical force winds probably Sunday afternoon. That's not that far away tomorrow, Saturday. So make sure that you're prepared. It's not a major hurricane or anything like that, but because of the tornadoes and the rain and the storms, just be prepared. Don't leave a lot of debris out in your yard, things that can blow through your front windows, things like that. Wouldn't be bad to have a little extra gas in your car in case the tornado knocks out some power to your local gas station and they can't pump, whatever. It's always better to be prepared, always. But we're watching it, guys. Watch for updates. It's a heads up. Be safe.